Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it, and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today, we're discussing a watch released to great acclaim in 2018. This is the Rado HyperChrome 1616, 46 millimeters in nearly indelible black ceramic. It's a timepiece that is modern in its size and materials, but pays homage to the 1971 Rado Cape Horn. So you can see the vintage style cues both in the form of the case and the details of the dial. And I have to say, the watch wears light. Ceramic is light in weight. If you've never experienced a ceramic watch, it's a lot like titanium in the feel on the wrist. Hypoallergenic, handsome, and highly scratch resistant. The 46 millimeter watch here is effectively a 46 millimeter square, as the lug-to-lug dimension of 46 is exactly the same as the non-crown guard, non-crown 9:3 dimension of 46. It's not a terribly thick watch, 13.9 millimeters thick. I expected 100 meter water resistant automatic day date to be a little chunkier than that. With the stepped case flank, you will find it's easy to fit underneath even a tight dress cuff. The watch is easy to wear, comfortable, handsome, and different from just about anything else you'll encounter. Jumping in real close, you can see there's a sort of nubuck alligator leather, meaning it has almost a suede feel. It's a matte finish, large rectangular scale gaiter, a folded edge. As you can see, there's some bolstering to add a little bit of body. There's a revetment or garage that has been built into the case to create this integrated look, so there's no daylight showing between strap and case, and that's a wonderful feature that really emphasizes Rado's modern status, not just as a master of unconventional materials, but also of style. On the underside, you can see that it is conventional calfskin and it is a brand new Rado factory strap. Monotone stitch terminating in a bi-material clasp. You can see internally metal, externally ceramic, twin trigger release. Now the nice thing is the ceramic cap on the outside prevents desk diving scratches. It's also a system that includes a minderless stainless steel undercarriage. What that means is you tuck the strap in, you pin it on the pin to size it, and now you can see that once it's sized for your wrist, there are no minder loops necessary externally, and there's no visible excess length flapping in the breeze. So jumping back to the case at hand, and we are going to discuss this watch in full. Let's talk about some of the details of the case, because they are as beautiful as any Omega dark side of the moon. You can see that the beveling of the case gives it a little bit of nuance. It's not a big monolithic block because it does have strong character lines, curses, and creases both. I like the fact that the bezel reaches almost to the four corners, but there's considerable lug hood at the diagonal four corners of the dial, giving the watch a wonderful stacked, almost pagoda-like look on the wrist. The crystal, as you can see, is a dramatic box section sapphire, which is not the cheapest to specify, so this being one of Swatch Group's entry-level brand, I appreciate that they went out of their way to create a more interesting case and a little bit of a vintage plexiglass 1971 reference with the domed box section sapphire, giving the look of the plexi on the original 1971 Cape Horn. The timepiece features a dial that is rife with nostalgic cues. The little anchor has been present on automatic winding Rado watches since the 50s, and let me see if I can trigger its movement, but it's actually a mobile logo. It is pivoted, so the little anchor is there to remind you you're looking at an automatic Rado watch, and that is how Rado has always done its logo. You can see the dial is also nicely balanced. It has a sort of cruciform symmetry to it. The date complication nicely framed with a faceted and polished aperture window down at 6 o'clock. The indices themselves are highly stylized in vintage fashion, and the same vintage fashion has overcome the hands at center. You'll also note that there is a different texture and coloration underneath the indices for the hour track relative to the center. So there's differentiation and there's contrast in spite of the fact that the watch is principally grayscale and mostly blacked out. It's murdered but legible. Turn it all over, and you can see the image of the case back reminding you that this is also a water-resistant Rado watch. Underneath the case back, it is a ETA base, the CO7 621, here doing business as a Rado automatic caliber, 100 meters water resistant. The watch has a remarkable 80 hours of automatic winding power reserve, stop seconds or hacking, a quick set for both the day and the date, so it's a double quick set, and it beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. So you're getting a remarkably deluxe watch at an entry-level price. And if you've ever worn ceramic before, you know that unless you're the type to regularly fracture or crack a sapphire, you're probably never going to put put a mark in ceramic. At 1500 Vickers or more, Rado's black ceramic is effectively scratch resistant and to the point of almost being scratch proof. You can see their mastery of the material in the polishing contrast of the bezel versus the satin finish of the case, and the case is likely to look essentially new right up until the day you decide to sell or trade the watch, or perhaps even when you trade up to a different state of being. This is a watch that's designed to look effectively new for life. See it and make it yours on the watch box. Rado HyperChrome by night. Oh, and I should have mentioned this earlier. The lug spacing, if you want to accessorize with a strap, is 27 millimeters.